While most of the rules surrounding advertising have been around for years and don't change that much, there are some important compliance components that have been adjusted and others that are just sometimes tricky to deal with. As anyone in compliance is aware, definitions matter, and they often don't translate between different regulations. In this case, at a high level, they all refer to advertisements as being a commercial message in any medium, and some of them, like the FDIC and NCUA rules, refer to such messages that are designed to attract public attention or patronage to a product or business. Other regulations refer to more specific information, such as messages about credit or deposits. Advertising regulations, while having a high-level description about applicability, will often have a lengthy list of exceptions, which can be really helpful when you're trying to comply with the technical requirements. So what happened here is that in the regulation, a brand new subpart B was established, which contains two important prohibitions. So the first one is that no person may imply that any uninsured financial product is insured, and second, that no person may knowingly make false or misleading representations about deposit insurance. So just keep this in mind as one of the newer regulatory provisions that you'll want to consider in your advertising. The Bureau did update their UDAP exam manual. In connection with this exam manual update, there was also a Bureau blog post that discusses combating discrimination in instances where the Equal Credit Opportunity Act does not apply. So you want to think about this in context to your deposit-related products and your advertising. There was also a recent court case where the Bureau took action against a fintech, Hello Digit, for deceptive acts that were related to marketing an automated servicing tool for their customer. There were various problems with this that had to do with algorithms that were used that resulted in consumer harm, misrepresentations, false guarantees, and besides paying redress to their harmed customers, they also were fined $2.7 million for their actions for UDAP issues. So it's important to keep your programs up with the times and the new ways of marketing. While most institutions do have a documented marketing policy, unfortunately, sometimes it's a policy that doesn't get a lot of attention and might be something that ends up stuck in a binder. It's on a shelf to collect dust, again, because I think most of our compliance attention is based on other items, transactions and account disclosures and periodic statements. However, it is important that you take a look at this at your program, make sure that it is updated as need be. If you only look at it annually, I do hope that the next time you will put it under a microscope, because there are some severe penalties that can be imposed for marketing-related issues. Make sure you document your program. Maybe you only have a policy, but maybe you need to add some procedures. Make sure that you document it to serve as a control in your institution. You want to consider all the ways in which you market. I think a lot of times, of course, it's easy to know we're going to market in print, on the radio, on television, but what about marketing on your ATM machines? What about marketing through social media? And do you use commercial email messages that are covered under canned spam? Now, a word about social media. You want to consider, how do you control social media in the institution? That's probably easier. But what about your employees? Do you have some restrictions, employee job descriptions about advertising bank products and services on their social media accounts? You also want to define responsibilities and the overall program, and also if there are business line responsibilities, make sure you document those. Have an approval process and controls set in place. Consider responsible parties. And about controls, besides your policies and procedures, what about scripting? Have you designated, have you controlled where oral advertisements are done, telephone solicitations? Have you controlled the narrative in that environment? You also want to review and monitor any third-party agreements that cover marketing activities, from creation, or if they do direct handling of marketing or distribution. Also, make sure you review customer complaints for indications of UDAP. It's a good way to keep tabs on whether a consumer has turned around and said, well, your ad said this, but in reality, this is what I received. A newer consideration, it really shouldn't be new, but I think it's getting more and more discussion now, is to review algorithms and or filtering that might be used internally or externally in relation to marketing, and monitor that for discrimination and unfair practices. That's very important. I think it's probably one of the newer issues with regards to marketing risk management.
If you have any questions or would like additional information, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.